Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video we're going to be talking about taking care of a chinchilla during winter times. So if you're new to chinchillas, you might think that they will get cold during the winter, but in fact that is the opposite. They love the cold and there is no need for any heating solutions. Chinchillas originate from the Andes mountain, which is a very cold place, so they can tolerate cold temperatures but not hot temperatures. They also have very thick coats to keep them warm, so what I'm trying to say is that chinchillas won't get cold unless it's like to the point where it's freezing, but obviously it's not going to be like that in your house. Oh, and don't forget to join my Discord server. It's the first link in the description and it's the fastest way to get in touch with me and other chinchilla owners. Now, without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So you want to watch out for the temperature because chinchillas don't like heat at all, so maybe don't turn on the AC too high. I know that winter can get very cold for a lot of you, but if you turn on the AC and make the room like super warm, that is not the best for your chinchilla and they could get a heat stroke. But if it's getting like really cold and you're like, oh my god, I have to turn the AC on or I'm gonna freeze, then I do recommend that you get some cooling stones like this one I have here. This one is marble, and sometimes Pandora just comes up here and she likes to lie on this piece of marble, and it's very cool to the touch, so it can cool her down immediately. And even a better suggestion, if your chinchilla is not in the same room as you are, then you can maybe get a smaller heater in the room that you're working, so only that room of the house is warm. So not only is your chinchilla staying cool, but you're also paying less for the energy bills. So in my room I have this cooler or air purifier, whatever you want to call it. It is very nice and I use it to stay warm. So it's also a good idea that you keep an eye on the temperature that is around your cage. You can see that in my house it is 68 degrees currently, but if you don't have one of these you can easily buy a smaller one off Amazon. So what I have here is a digital thermometer. This is basically something that you can use to measure the temperature of your surroundings, but this one was for my old aquarium, but I find that is pretty accurate. Like this number 68 degrees matches the number that you saw before. So basically how it works is this tip, it captures what the air temperature is like and then it sends a signal into this device. Of course you can get like actual thermometers, but this is the one I have. So what I'm trying to say is that if you're going to have the AC on or something, you should probably have a thermometer next to your cage so you can keep track of the temperature levels. So another tip I have for you is that during the winter you give them less dust baths. If you're a chinchilla owner, you probably know what this is. It's basically dust that you let your chinchilla roll in so they can stay clean and get rid of the oil that's on their skin. So I find that during winter it's usually pretty dry already, so giving them too much dust baths might dry their skin out, which is not the best for them. So what I recommend is that you cut down their dust baths and give them twice a week during the winter. I think that's a good amount. So we already know that in winter it's pretty dry in some places, so you might notice that your chinchilla's feet are hardening or cracking. Personally, Pandora's never had this problem, but you can probably picture like if our human skin is dry, we probably need to moisturize it. So I've read on a couple Reddit threads that a lot of people are using bag balm to moisturize their chinchilla's feet, especially during the winter. So what you want to do is you want to coat their feet with a tiny bit of balm and then wipe it off so that your chinchilla does not eat it, because you don't want your chinchilla running around with moisturizer all over their feet. So for my final tip is, if possible, try and keep two chinchillas together, because chinchillas are herd animals and they like to groom each other, especially in the winter months. So I know that Pandora is a lone chinchilla and I've said in the past that I'm trying to get her a friend, but because of COVID restrictions and everything where I live, it's been really hard for me to actually go anywhere and get her that friend. But I am working on it. I don't have a date or anything right now because it's all quite up in the air. And of course you guys will be updated if anything happens, so don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss anything. So in general, winter care is pretty straightforward. If you know your room is the correct temperature, then you should be all good to go. Thank you so much for watching until the end, and I will see you next week. Bye!